I'm a stand-up comedian, which is a euphemism for sad. No, I suffer from depression. A lot of performers do. A lot of people do. It's pretty rampant. A lot of people have that problem. My depression's pretty garden variety. Don't want to leave the bed. You know, I feel like, I need to watch 30 Rock every episode before I leave the house again. I don't care how long it takes. You know what I mean? That's normal depression, but sometimes it gets darker than that. You know, sometimes I get really in my head. Get to the point where like, well, maybe I just don't want to do this anymore. Maybe this is, I don't, you know, and it gets bad like that. I've never been suicidal. I've never tried to hurt myself, but my mind's definitely gone there. And one of the ways I deal with this is I write jokes about it. I have a lot of jokes about suicide. Some of them are funny, some of them are not, which I don't know if that makes them jokes or not. I had one joke that I wrote years ago that I love. I love this joke, but it never one time worked on stage. And that happens sometimes. But I didn't want to get rid of the joke, so I turned it into a meme. For those of you who don't know what that is, I put the joke in text next to a picture of this horrible face. And I put it on the internet, and nothing ever happened. That's just where I put it, and it just went there. Now, a year and a half ago, as we all remember, Robin Williams took his own life. It was a huge deal for everybody. Everyone loved that guy for obvious reasons. But every time someone commits suicide, the same things come up. What was he thinking? Was he crazy? He's so selfish. And that's the one that really bothers me. The joke that I wrote that I made into a meme, and I'm not going to tell it because it doesn't work on stage, but if you're interested, and don't do it now, but if you Googled my name, John Dick Winters, and suicide, it would pop right up. I'm not trying to like plug myself, but if you're curious, the gist of the joke is that I don't think suicide's selfish. The only thing that I think that's selfish about suicide is when you say it's selfish. That is rude. You're saying, how could you do that? That's so selfish. How could you do that to me? Just fuck off. How do you know what they were going through? So that's what the joke was about. It's kind of preachy, and that's why I never got a laugh. That's why I took it out of my stand-up act. But I put it on the internet, and I reposted it to the internet when Robin Williams passed because I thought it was poignant again, relevant. And it exploded. It went viral. People were sharing it all over the internet, all over the world. Hundreds of thousands of people, maybe millions, saw my joke. Like I was getting messages for a week or two on Facebook and on Twitter from all over the world. People were telling me that I was a genius and a fucking idiot. It was amazing. It really was. It was the first time that ever happened to me as a writer, that like my words were seen by so many people and it invoked such emotion and reaction from so many people. And it was a pretty special time for me. I didn't mean to co-opt his death into something for me. It's just something that I felt. Okay, so that happened. Fast forward to March of this year, actually March 29th, I'll never forget the day actually. I went to my Facebook account and there was a message from a woman, a middle-aged woman in Australia. And it said this, it said, "You're an idiot. My daughter just took her life and she included your moronic post in her suicide note." Yeah, I don't know what to do with that information either, but that's, so I looked into this, what this woman was talking about, and this young girl in Australia committed suicide. And she had been posting things about mental health and suicide on her Twitter for weeks or months or whatever. Like all the warning signs were there. But I'm assuming that in her research, my joke popped up. And I don't know what, I can only speculate at this point, but I'm assuming that what I said in the joke struck a chord with her. In no way do I think my joke influenced her decision. But what I do think happened is that she had made this decision and she thought my words would maybe help her family, or at least say, hey, family, this wasn't about you. This is my decision. Don't make it about yourself. Or what? I mean, that's what I hope happened. I don't know. Obviously, the family did not agree with that because they were very upset with me, which is totally fine. Like, if blaming me for their loss brought them any comfort for any amount of time, if making me the scapegoat made them feel better for 5 minutes or 5 days or whatever, then so be it. I'm very happy to take that brunt from halfway across the world. You know, I'll never know what really happened. I didn't follow through. Like, I didn't write her back to give her my point of view. That's not helpful. Just let her be angry and let her start her grieving. This story doesn't really have an ending because, like I said, I didn't write back to her. I didn't see the point in doing that. So I guess I'll just end with a little PSA, and that is like, suicide worldwide is crazy, a huge problem. It's a huge problem here in America. Twice as many people in America commit suicide than they are murdered, which is a crazy statistic when I read that. Because we hear about murders all the time. We never hear about suicides. So everyone in this room has known somebody, they've lost somebody to suicide, or you've at the very least known somebody who knew somebody. It touches all of our lives. So this is not the kind of thing you can wait on. Like if you know somebody in your life, or if you yourself are feeling this way, you need to reach out and be proactive. And you don't have to be a savior. Sometimes all someone needs in their life is for them to know that anybody cares. Like just to buy them a cup of coffee, give them a phone call, not a text, like dial a number and talk to somebody in their ear maybe. Because sometimes the first sign of being suicidal, the first symptom is a corpse and a note. Like you just can't wait. So just do a little research. Don't think that these people are crazy, and just reach out and touch somebody, because I guarantee there's somebody in your life, if not yourself, that has these thoughts and these problems, and we can all do something about it. Have a good night.